question, then I can explain it to you. So the question is, who performed the nikah of the Prophet ﷺ? We need to understand there is a common myth that we have. There's a cultural myth, and that is somebody has to perform the nikah. And that's why it caught me off guard. It took me a while to say, nobody needs to perform the nikah. We are not like the Christians who believe that marriage is one of the 7 sacraments, that a priest has to bless the union, and until the priest blesses the union, there is no marriage. No, we have no such equivalent. A marriage is a contract between the wali and the groom. And like any contract, you don't need the presence of anybody other than basically the 2 people and the witnesses. The conditions need to be met, right? So culturally speaking, we usually get an imam or a sheikh to perform the nikah because we want to make sure everything is done properly, and because we want to give a good khutbah al-nikah, right? But Islamically speaking, there is absolutely no shari'i requirement for there to be an imam or a sheikh or a hafiz or a maulana present. Okay? So all you need is the wali of the girl's approval obviously, the groom, the 2 witnesses, and khalas. That's all you need. Ijab and qabul is done and the conditions of nikah are met. So there is nobody that needs to do the nikah. So I did not understand your question now that you say it. There's nobody that needs to do the nikah of the Prophet ﷺ. But yes, for every single scenario, there was a wali for the girl. Aisha obviously, Hafsa obviously, the others had their walis, and the few that didn't, the Prophet ﷺ, he became their wali because, and it is allowed even in Islamic law, that sometimes it so happens that a person will become the wali. This is Surah An-Nisa, the first ayat of Surah An-Nisa, right? That if she agrees, and this is for yatama, فَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَا تُقْسِطُوا الْيَتَامَى فَانكِحُوا مَا طَابَ لَكُم مِنَ النِّسَاءِ مَثْنًى. So فَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَا تُقْسِطُوا فِي الْيَتَامَى, going into a tangent here, but in any case, it is allowed. Now this is another quirk that people are going to raise their eyebrows at, like what? But if the woman is halal for you to marry and you are still her wali, for example, your second cousin's daughter, she became an orphan and you basically become her wali, right? Something like this, right? So your second cousin's daughter, even your first cousin's, or even your first cousin is halal for you. And it could happen, it was common back then, that a girl would not have anybody to take care of her except somebody who technically is not a mahram, and yet he becomes her wali. So to be a wali, you don't have to be a mahram. Okay? So when the girl comes older, she's comfortable marrying somebody that she knows will take care of her and her money. Remember, we have to look at it from back then. She might not want to marry a stranger. She's more than comfortable, this person has taken care of me and now I'm a teenager and I want to get married. I'm more than happy, right? So the wali, in this case, can do the nikah as long as the 2 witnesses and the girl approves, right? And this is something that in a few occasions, the Prophet ﷺ, so for example, Maymuna and others who were Malakat Yameen, so he has the authority over them because they are Malakat Yameen, their right-hand possessions, right? So he says, I will free you and your freedom will be your mahar for marriage. They agreed. Safiya and Maymuna, both of them, they agreed, right? Safiya binti Huyay and others. So she was freed and she doesn't need a wali because right now she's Malakat Yameen, she's Mulk Yameen. Right, and Mulk Yameen, the wali is basically the owner or the Islamic Khalifa in this case, or the Prophet in this case, and therefore this issue of who performed the nikah of the Prophet is a question rooted in cultural sensitivities, and it does not have any shari'i need for that.